my partner Belle behind me here. Now, Belle is a border collie. Border collies are pretty much the only things we have and are going to use here at the park. We choose to use border collies because they are sheep-specific dogs. So they've been bred for many years to come out here and have the instincts to do this job and this job alone. So Belle is about 4 years old. She has been doing this since she was about a year old. You can start your puppies at anywhere between 6 months to a year. That's a pretty healthy place to start them. Any before that, their joints aren't developed enough to handle all of the running. But once you start your dog, it takes about 8 months to a year to have them fully trained. So at 4 years old, Belle's been doing this a good while and is pretty well practiced up for you guys. Now, when you train your dogs, you can train them using whistle commands, you can train them using hand signals. We do use verbal commands. So I'm going to be talking to Belle for the majority of the time that we're out here. Some of those commands that you're probably going to hear me use are, firstly, her directions. So those are come by and away. Come by is to the left, away is to the right, and it's always going to be the dog's left or right. We have lie down, which is pretty self-explanatory, but I pretty much use it for 2 reasons, and that is, if I have the sheep where I want them, I have the dog lay down. That takes all the pressure off the sheep, and they'll kind of stand still. The other reason is when she lays down, she does return all of her focus back to me, kind of like she is now. So if I'm going to switch things up or give her a little bit harder command, sometimes I'll have her lay down first. That way I know I have her attention. We have a command to bring the sheep to me. That is walk them up. We also have a command to push the sheep away from us, and that is drive, as in drive out or drive away. And there are a few more that kind of get thrown in there, but those are the basics, and we can accomplish just about anything with those ones. So those probably weren't going to hear us use today. Now, I'm going to let Belle go get the sheep for you guys. We're going to run through some drills and exercises, but before we do that, do you have any questions for me or Belle? All right, I'm going to let her go. Come by. Bye. Yeah, you're going the right direction. Come by. Come by. Come by. Come by. Come by.
Oh my goodness.
Walk them up now. Now, walk them up is the easiest command you can teach your sheep herding, or really any herding dog. Now, this is because those two are going to kick themselves out. They're okay. Now, this is so easy to teach your dog because they've got a very strong desire to please. When she gets out here, she wants to help me, and the way for her that makes the most sense to do that is to give me the sheep. So that is kind of instinct for them. It's not very hard to get them to do that. But it's convenient for me because now no matter where I go out here in the field, Belle's going to push them towards me. So I can pretty much walk my sheep anywhere I'd like them to go. If I switch directions, hang on, let her get control of them again. Belle, walk them up. If I switch directions, Belle switches directions right along with me. And she's constantly going to push them towards me. Belle, here. 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 Lie. Lie down. Lie down. Lie. All the way. Thank you. Belle, away. Now this time when she brings the sheep up here, I'm going to show you her directions. We're going to do some nice big circles for you guys today. We're going to start these circles out to the right. Belle, away. 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 Oh, we got an escape artist. Okay, we're going to switch it up. Go to the left. Belle, come by. Come by. Come by. Away. Away. Now this time, instead of bringing the sheep to me, I'm going to push them away from me. It's a little bit harder to teach your dog to do this, just because it does go against that give instinct we talked about earlier. But it's not impossible, and Belle's actually quite good at it. Now this does come in handy if I'm trying to put the sheep somewhere I don't necessarily want to walk through. Like if I want to close that gate behind the sheep, I don't want to walk through it first. So when we put stand on the back side of them. And Belle will keep them in front of me.
There's 2 sheep over there, actually.
We're gonna move them down so everybody gets to see the sheep. Belle, here. Okay. But while they are up here nice and tight, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the sheep themselves. Belle, here. Okay. So these are Katahdins. Katahdins are a hair sheep, so that's why they look like they've just been sheared off very badly. They have not been sheared. Hair sheep have a higher ratio of hair fibers to wool fibers in their coats. So they do still have a little bit of wool, but when hair sheds out, as hair does, that wool goes with it. And so we don't ever have to shear one of these sheep. It falls out all on its own. That's why it looks kind of patchy right now. They've not had a good shed yet. Now this wool is completely useless. The hair fibers are mixed in it too much to do any good. It won't twist. It falls right back apart. It's also not very time efficient to have to walk around your field and pick up little balls of fluff. So these were bred for people that want to have sheep and don't want to go through the effort of having to shear them, because if you're not marketing that wool, it is a lot of time and work for no reason. Belle, here, especially depending on how many sheep you have. Belle, here. Stubborn. Away. Here. Away. No, away. No, away. Here. Away. Away. Walk them up. Belle, away. Away. No, no. Lie down. Away. Belle, away. Thank you. Let's see if we can't get them to come up on this side this time. Belle, walk them up. Belle. Belle. No. Okay. Slide back a break. Away. There we go.
Is she gonna bring the sheep over here?
Walk them up, Belle. Come back. Away. Good. Good girl. Walk them up.
Mm-hmm.
Belle, come back. Walk them up. Walk them up. Walk them up. Now, the reason all of this works so well is it is instinct for both animals. Now, the sheep are not trained. They're also not necessarily afraid of the dog. It is the sheep's instincts that when a predator enters the field, they bunch together. It keeps them safer. They move together in unison away from the scary thing. Now, a sheep's natural predator is dogs, is wild dogs, wolves, coyotes, dingoes, things like that. So the dog resembles that enough that even though they're not afraid anymore, they do this 3 to 5 times a day. They're not really afraid. But even though they're not afraid, that instinct kicks in, it overrides everything else, and they move whether they really realize while they're moving or not. Now, the dog has no real attachment to the sheep. She is more attached to me. So she's not a livestock guardian dog. She's not going to try to protect these sheep from anything. honestly, if there was a predator around, Belle's more than likely going to come try to protect me, because that's her drive. That's what makes her want to come out here and do this. She sees the sheep as a means to help me out. She sees the sheep as a means to make me happy with her. So that's what she likes to come out here and do. She likes to come help me out.
I'm sorry for the brown belt.
Here. So that is pretty much the entirety of our demonstration. Before Belle puts the sheep back outside in the field, do you guys have any questions for me, her, or the sheep? Yeah. How old is Belle? 4 years old.
Oh, hello.
All right,
Pretty
thank you
girl.
guys. Belle, let's put them back.
Hi, pretty girl. Oh my goodness. Pretty girl's trying to get in there.
That one hit away. Didn't have to work.
Pretty girl over here trying to get in there.